Welcome back everyone, Mike McConville here at Stratford, Ontario, Canada for StringTechWorkstations. I have a couple of jobs that call for hide glue, hot hide glue. So we have this fractured Yamaha acoustic neck. We also have a proverbial Les Paul headstock break. Both of these jobs call for hide glue, and I have a couple of other jobs on top of these that also call for hide glue. So I thought I would do a lesson on hide glue today. Now, you've seen me use a heat lamp numerous times for removing bridges and heating up fingerboards to slip them off. So I made this up out of a couple of pieces of maple and black walnut. On both of these repairs, I want the wood to be warm, almost hot to the touch, because it's that combination of warm wood and hot glue that'll give you the best joint when you're using hot hide glue. So I have a 1 thou feeler gauge that I'm going to use to work the hot glue into the joint. So I'm flexing that so you can just kind of see where we're going with this. So what I'm after here is to warm the wood to the touch. Sort of body temperature or higher, 96 degrees, 100 degrees. Just a few minutes, maybe about 3 or 4 minutes, just moving it around gently from side to side. And that will heat that wood so it is warm to the touch. Okay, that's pretty warm to the touch. So as you can see, I can kind of flex that open. Got this side. Now the nice thing, and you've heard me mention this before about hot hide glue, is it does not stick to lacquer. So I'll flex that open, and I want to completely saturate that with hot glue. And of course, we let gravity do the work. It will flow downhill into that fracture. And just poke that feeler gauge in there. I think we're good. Okay, so next, I just got this piece of rubber from a hockey puck on the tip. And now we want to flex this back to close that up tight. So what I'm doing here is I've got a rubber band, like a heavy rubber band. So I'm pulling back on that rubber band to get that joint to flex tight. We can just wash that right up nice and clean. When it sets, you'll barely even know we were here. Just a damp cloth. Give it about 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. And that is going to do it. So this is our clamping configuration. I've got that rubber band wrapped around the middle two machine heads there. Okay, so you can see we've tensioned it by hooking onto the machine heads. That is closed up nice and tight. We've wiped up the excess hide glue, and we'll let that set and come back tomorrow. Same deal here with Jay's Les Paul. We're just going to heat that up and get the wood warm to the touch. The other reason you want to use a heat lamp is oftentimes the overlay on the face of the Les Paul headstocks gets a crease in it when it breaks like this. Now this one we're pretty good, we don't need to, but oftentimes you can heat it up enough to get that crease out. So when you do your finishing, it's as close to undetectable as possible. Now this bash in the corner actually was from a previous time that the guitar was dropped. Keep the heat lamp at a distance so it gradually heats the body of the wood and doesn't burn or bubble the lacquer finish. Pull that underneath for a bit. It's the fractured part of this neck that we're heating up. I'm not really too worried about the neck itself or the tip of the headstock. It's really at the break that we want to heat the actual body of the wood right through. Warm wood and hot glue, that's the ticket. As you pull back from the piece, the heat will have a chance to penetrate right down to the wood itself. If you hold it up too close, you'll just bubble the finish and you won't get the body of the wood to really heat. So let's juice that baby down. Don't be shy with this. Better too much than too little. The ideal temperature for hide glue is 135 to 145 Fahrenheit, more or less. Now I heated it up just a little bit hotter because it gave me time to get over here without it cooling too quickly. Just gluing up a headstock, Andrew. I'll call you right back. Okay, thanks. Yeah, bye. And it looks like we got really good saturation there. Put a little bit extra pressure right on the tip. Close that up good and tight. We're good. So I want to bring you in for the gluing configuration for this Yamaha broken neck. So we have the regular body strap across the waist holding the guitar body face down. We have the second body strap on the end, which kind of forms a hoop that grabs that lower bout, and that pulls it in the opposite direction. So that is my leather-lined lead weight. And that lead weight basically pulled that crack nice and tight. Now on this end, I have that long rubber band that hooks on to the center of the lower body strap. It sounds very complicated to sort of explain this, but it actually sets up in a couple of seconds. So we've got all the sort of torque that we need. I've got that roll of tape to sort of increase the pull a little bit, to pull that crack good and tight. So you'll let that dry for about another half hour, and then I'll set it in the case and we'll come back tomorrow. So our dry run is done. We'll mix up some hide glue in the morning and put this all back together. Glue the bridge plate in and all our little filler dots, and then we'll be able to clean up the top and get it ready for the new bridge we're going to make.